let the world be. We are not alone in our struggle. We are rising. The army of light is slowly but surely starting to come together and connect. We will stay connected and never let any of our people fall. Together with the power of introspection and honestly dedicated minds striving for love and the evolution of the mind will pose a significant threat to the evil. Those who seek to divide, those who seek power and control, those who seek to indoctrinate and take control over the direction of our thoughts. Remember, when we find ourselves in question, we have the power, the ability to not only answer it but also learn from it. Our questions are our very answers, our own answers that will provide us everything. Everything we need is all available to us. One is at risk of separating oneself from the universe of love, light, and those who share it. A difference of opinion between two who are as one is commonly a mere difference in understanding. If we work together as one with the strive for love and knowledge and the understanding of our earth, our universe, land, water, air, fire, etc., we will work with each other and avoid conflict between ourselves so that the forces we work against can have no room to feed. Should confusion, contradiction, or argument arise in the minds of anyone who seeks knowledge or understanding, that is the barrier of light that shall find his way or their way and thank the universe for leading them so, and claim responsibility for the result of their actions. This will initiate change in the self, and with the power of knowing how we create our realities, we will lead an evolution of minds so strong that we will protect ourselves from the evil that seeks to destroy it. And in the end, any of those who are divided will stay on the dimension that locks their mind and ultimately seals their fate of those who wish to evolve past such ignorance and evils, so that for the next period of time, no one will take part in such evil, thus eliminating them altogether from human experience. We must spread the word to all cultures, all those who feel they are trapped as evil guides them to believe the world is on the brink of war, on the brink of apocalypse. The apocalypse shall serve as punishment to evil. Those who recognize evil, wherever it may go, will remain protected from it. And as we close our eyes to the chaos that ensues, the plot will thicken and our curiosity will poke at us. We must be sure to know and truly believe in ourselves that in the end is merely the end of the evil and the beginning of the greatest period of creation and freedom that will be the result of the earth purifying itself of the disease that has indoctrinated the minds and the souls that were born in bondage and slavery. Those whose thoughts have been so dismissive and closed to the infinity of options and ideas and thoughts that the universe allows, this time, this great period, the period of time where the veil has been lifted, the great empire which has been held at bay in the grips of the greatest minds, has been destroyed. On the first year, 2001, this marked the beginning of the actual millennium. We are smack dab in the center of the period of learning and mass enlightenment that shall usher in the change that takes thousands of years. The great transition from the age of Pisces and emotional upheaval and distress to the age of Aquarius, where the sense of community and deep empathy for life and earth, the home of human beings, who have been undergoing the tests of rigorous lessons through experiences, a number of situations where we have felt the burden and a deep sadness for the oppression and the evils of our ways. As these lessons began to teach themselves to all who recognize their spirit and the spirit of everything that connects to ourselves and the universe, humanity will work towards rebuilding the minds of those who are lost and struggling to take hold of their own soul, as well as provoking a mindset that is nurtured in thought, love, and that will repair the damage we have done during this period of history that is all that is known to still many who seek. The prejudices of those who submit to closed-minded and selfish arrogance will not survive when the soul is the only thing left guiding our minds. Anything can happen. Humanity will be free to create and think and inspire. The arts will be endowed by all. The limitations of the mind will be lifted when all cultures begin to transpire ideas and inspiration to our great minds. The knowledge and light is the source of our power. Our thoughts and positive ideas radiate this wherever we shall go. The ignorance of bureaucratic doublespeak and political propaganda of every sort will only lead the source of evil to its own grave, as those who follow virtue and honesty and compassion in any way become the mainstream. This will allow for the redistribution of the wealth and freedom to those who wish for nothing more than to create and be part of the genuine human experience from which they draw their own inner inspiration. Technologies that have taken part in the enslavement of our freedoms and abilities through the inevitable construction of the self-perpetuating economic prison cell of the many will leave the power in the hands of those who serve the greater human purposes. Many technologies have been suppressed, and in the face of sheer compassion of humanity, the vast network of trust and understanding in the spirit in our home, in the universe, the current technologies that have been sucking the life of this planet to near extinction will be challenged. No longer will the truth of the most obvious and integral sources of free electricity be ignored by the people and the public that will take it upon themselves to see that everyone in need is not left without the basic necessities of life. No longer will the truths of the ability of sound waves and frequencies to the abundantly create the renewable and universally sound resource of hydrogen remain a secret. With even the greatest forces of evil through blatant and despicable acts of violence that have gone ignored be an option, when the people guide themselves and recognize the spirit that is shared, we will not only recognize the attempts of evil and those who serve it, but we will make radical changes and once again be in control of our minds and the minds of those who seek and serve humanity with compassion and a universal understanding of our coexistence with all living things that is the result of all of the universe. With control of all aspects of everyone's lives in everyone's hands, there will not be a political, economic, or personal interest involved. There will be no form of mind rape, which once served as a means for implementing a self-governing system of evil and corruption, that in the days we will leave behind are only reminders of the great lessons they served to teach us, as what we will thereafter understand to be intellectual life on planet Earth. It can be argued until the end of time as to an appropriate form of government. Many will be unsure of themselves, and will continue to retain the audacity to question the power of the soul that provides the breed to learn to trust themselves and their soul. They will understand, respect, and will no longer question the ability of one who is dedicated to the soul. One who is dedicated to the soul will be in recognition to the universal spirit that is equivalent to the soul and spirit of others and all life they encounter. It is little more than childish and naive of one who would think that a system of control is necessary. Historically, as we know it, however impractical and overall skewed it may be, we see the effects of the prejudices and preconceptions of others on the youth. They are impressionable minds because they are born with little more than instinct. Through a beautifully complex system of genetics, the ability is left to the complex functions of proteins, chemicals, and other biological wonders that serve as a mean of structuring such complex life forms into a system capable of learning and surviving with what is available to them in their unfamiliar surroundings. Ideas that are the product of certain evils and despicable separations that we have all cast upon ourselves at one time or another inhibit the natural learning process and become the basis for programming the biological computer.